of the Rambush Corporation. These had been placed into a cardboard box supplied by the management. The packing had been not so much overseen as attended by Clive, a representative, ironically, because neither word could accurately be applied to him, of the Human Resources Department. He stood beside her, rumbling idly like a vacuum cleaner, which he closely resembled, switched on and ready to suck if anything misplaced came within reach of his hose. That had been the day before, the penultimate day. Now, on the last day, she stood in the corridor, holding things so odd and familiar they had been invisible. The plastic frog stuck to the side of her computer monitor, the postcard of a building in New York pinned to the corkboard, a calendar from an overseas charity with 6 more pictures of starving children still to come, a mug with a picture of a hedgehog on top of a scrubbing brush and a brown deposit welded to the bottom, a paper knife with what looked like teeth marks in its bamboo handle, a purple scarf that had been tied to the handle of a filing cabinet for so long it had faded along its exposed length and only revealed its original shocking depth of colour on the inside of the knot, a photograph of a team-building exercise, the participants all in hard yellow hats, standing under a cliff, holding up ropes in triumph, though whether after or in anticipation of an ascent or descent she could not remember. She nearly dropped this in the bin, already full of discarded good luck cards. But closer scrutiny revealed that no one in the picture was recognizable as an individual, though she could pick herself out as the only woman in the group. So she used it as a tray on which to pile the rest of the rubbish. The door shut with a hiss from its automatic closure system. The nameplate, Eve Warburton, Planning, swung towards her, stopping inches from her nose. Had she had a hand free, she might have defaced it in some way, but in the circumstances she just leaned forward and gave it a kiss. "Goodbye, Eve Warburton, Planning," she whispered. "Nice to have known you." First the scarf, then the frog, then the paper knife fell from her stack on the way to the lift. She recovered them all and stopped in the lobby to ask the receptionist for a carrier bag. The receptionist went to look in a cubicle in the wall behind her desk. Eve put her pile down on the counter and watched the oil circulating in the installation designed to impress the visitor with the technical brilliance of the Rambush Corporation's engineering and manufacturing capability, its mastery of pumps, pistons and valves. Her eye caught the plastic sign on it, which read, "Constructed from production parts." Eve took up the paper knife and levered this off, one final souvenir. She pushed it down the front of her skirt. The girl returned with a disposable carrier bag from the local sandwich outlet. "It's all I can find." "It will do," said Eve. It was hard to stop the pilfered notice sliding out as she loaded a carrier bag with small, odd-shaped items, until the receptionist, interpreting her clumsiness as evidence of emotional turmoil, did the job for her. Sorry you're leaving," she said. It was time to move on. "I thought of you, having to work with all those men on the top floor. No one to have a gossip with and that." "They didn't have much of a feminine side, by and large," said Eve. "Oh, I know." The receptionist came out from behind her barrier with the filled bag. Eve was afraid she might be about to offer a hug, in compensation for Eve's fall from the masculine heights of the 4th floor to mere womanhood. "Luckily for me, I'm on the masculine side of the feminine spectrum," she said. She turned left out of the building, towards where her car would normally be parked, indeed where it was parked. But even as her hand reached into her pocket for the keys, she remembered it was no longer hers. Company property.